glad to have you here. And we are going to do something really easy. Just something easy because I need a crafting session that is a stress reliever, a little bit therapeutic for me. So if you need something similar, come on in here. We'll do it together. Come on in. You guys, I have not even done hardly any decorating for Easter yet. I've just been too swamped with all the things. And so my goal is this afternoon to get the majority of my spring and Easter decorations out, get my front door decorated. It's going to be something simple, nothing overly complicated. I just want to do something spring, and today that's what we're doing as well. So you all come on in here, and we'll see what we can get into around the crafting table today. Good afternoon. Hey, Miss Jenny. Hey, Miss Patty. Thank you all so much for your patience and grace with me throughout the last week. Many of you probably already know that we have just had a horrible week of weather, and just one after the other. It seems been for the last probably 2 months, I feel like. But last week was a doozy, and I just had too many nervous feelings and too many things going on that required my attention and my energy, and I just was not able to craft. I just could not bring myself to do it. So I've just took a break, took a breather from crafting and being online last week, and so I'm more than ready to be back with you. But I do still feel like my nerves are a little on edge. But that's okay because I want to do something that's a little bit of a stress reliever today, and something that's not too complicated. So I'm just going to give you a real quick and easy spring DIY project that you can do with a can or a jar. When all else fails, when your creative juices aren't flowing, just reach for a can or a jar and just see what you can do with it. That's what we're going to do. I have done numerous cans and jars in the past, and probably many of you have found me through a previous can or jar activity. Yeah, and so we're throwing it back today. I will have some updates for our Pennsylvania road trip. I will be going live in the Pennsylvania road trip Facebook group with updates on accommodations. Hoping to do that this Friday. If not Friday, it will be Monday. So one of those 2 days, I'm waiting on two more phone calls, return phone calls from some locations there. But that's what my plan is to go live on Friday or Monday in that group. I'll be letting you know. I'll post it here on my page and letting you know that as well. But giving you information on accommodations. So excited about that. Who's here? Hey, Miss Deborah. I know cans and jars. You just you never can go wrong with that. Um, Thank you so much for your prayers and messages of concern. Thank you, Miss Becca. Let's see. I had someone say something. Chicken updates, Miss Teresa. I posted a quick reel on my Facebook page. I probably need to share that to my YouTube uh, community as well. They're doing fine. They haven't acted like they've missed a beat. Now, their chicken pen, on the other hand, was an absolute disaster. I mean, a disaster. I've done some things to kind of remedy that, and they're on their feet are dry and their feathers are dry now. We enjoyed some much needed sunshine and drier weather yesterday, and even today is nice as well. It's chilly. It's turned cold on us, but nonetheless, we're doing good. We're doing good. So I do have the possibility of some new chicks hatching somewhat soon. um, my last batch, I don't know if you all followed in my chicken adventures around, it was December, it was Christmas. Um, we're using a cardboard cylinder can. You can use a dried oats can, a breadcrumbs can. You could even use a jar. This is a lemonade drink mix container. I have just peeled the label off, and it gives me this perfect cardboard cylinder to work with here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give it a quick coat of black chalk paint, and I'll give you some more updates as we go along. um, but I hatched a group of 12 eggs. Okay. And I don't know. Did you all see my post a few weeks ago about the update on those chickens that hatched in that batch? Let's just say my odds were against me. For that group. I had 12, let's see, I had 13 eggs that hatched, okay. One of them didn't make it. We had a bitterly cold snap of weather. We had one that was born, she was one of the last ones that was born. She did not make it. Um, but the rest of them did. So we ended up with 12, and they are still all here. Hello, Miss Wendy. Hey, Christian. Um, the baby hummingbirds have hatched. Oh, I would love that. I'd love to see that. I need to get my hummingbird feeder cleaned and ready to go. It's been hanging out on my deck all winter long. They're probably gonna fly by here and see the feeder and get all excited thinking there's food in it. So I need to get with it today. I'll try to do that today. Um, but out of 12 of them, would you believe? Thank you, Miss Mary, for sprinkling us out. I appreciate you. Out of 12 of them, we only have four that are hens. It just happens. You're right. You're right, Wanda. It just happened. And when you're hatching your own egg, you don't have the luxury of, doing the test to see if they are a roux or a hen. You just go with it. So, not sure yet what we're going to do with all of those extra roux. And But it's funny, it's because there's one of them that he has just found his cock-a-doodle-doo. I was hearing him as I was back here getting ready. I've just heard him, and it's so funny. It's just like it it's like you hear a toddler trying to talk like a grown up. Well, the immature roosters are called cockerels. And so, he is a cockerel, and, of course, their sound is just almost, hysterical because they try really hard to sound so big and grown up. But you can tell by listening. I was like, "Oh my goodness." But anyway, we have 4 hens, and, which I'm thankful for, but I would have liked to have had all 12 hens, but that's not gonna happen. Um, okay, I just painted the sides of that cardboard, and I'm gonna go ahead and paint the bottom as well. I really don't have a big glorious plan with this. Like I said, I just need to get in here and kind of decompress, de-stress, and breathe, and just kind of let my brain have a break. And so that's what I'm doing today. So if you're coming in and wanting a real grand project, I'm sorry, I may be disappointing you. But I know we all kind of have stages of that. We have days like that. We might have weeks or months like that. And sometimes we have to force ourselves to get out of the normal day-to-day grind, um, to kind of give ourselves a break emotionally, physically, mentally, all the things. I'm telling you, things have just been really overwhelming here with all the weather and the storms. And I would so appreciate it if you would keep all of those all of the flood victims in your prayers, because man, oh man, it's rough. We were not affected. I mean, we had all the storms here, but thankfully we are up high. We are up high. Elevation wise, we are on a hill. We're not in a flood prone area, but we do have a basement, and it doesn't matter if you live in a low-lying or flood-prone area or not. When you have 10 to 15 inches of rain in a 4-day span, anybody, anywhere will experience some type. Did that just come unplugged? Oh, it did come unplugged. That scared me because our power has gone off like a bazillion times. I thought, "Oh, no, are you kidding me?" Hang on, let me push this plug. This plug has come loose there. That's what happened. Um, did I get paint on me? This is just an old comfy shirt, so it's okay if I did. But it doesn't matter where you live. You will have some form of flooding complications of some kind. Um, just because our homes and our structures and our land is just not meant to have that much rain in that amount of time. And boy, oh boy, we were just around the clock, just keeping our eyes peeled for water, for leaks, for just standing puddles here or there. And many of you know we've just moved into a new to us home. It's been just a little bit over a year, and we're still learning this home. Learning what its quirks are, learning what needs to be fixed, or maybe things that are we've not discovered yet. Right? And we do have a basement, and of course, everyone around here that has a basement, they will tell you that no matter some of the individuals that I was seeing comment on this, they were saying, I've lived in my home for 20 years or more, and I've never had a problems with flooding in my basement until now. Until now. And so I was super anxious, just super nervous that we were going to have flooding problems in our basement. But thankfully, we did not. We did not. Um, you all know that last week I canceled my Wednesday live session because we were prepping. The rain was coming in that evening, and we were prepping with sandbags and getting our basement door and stairwell, blocked, and our basement windows covered and blocked so that just to prevent things from happening. We had no idea what to expect other than there was going to be a lot of rain, and rain that we've never experienced before. And so, um, when we moved in, there are certain things that we've had to repair here and there as we've learned the house and what it needs. And so we were just super paranoid that we were going to be in for, all kinds of surprises and not so great things. But I will tell you that we had just a little bit of a trickle that came in around our basement door. I think it was Friday night or Saturday, into Saturday morning, I believe is when we had that. But you guys, it was nothing. It was nothing, did not last very long. And like I said, it was literally just a trickle. It had just a little bit of a trail that, where it had blown. Okay. Sorry about that. Um, So anyway, we were blessed by that. Had no problems with water coming in around the basement windows or anything like that. So I was just I was just floored. I was so thankful, so thankful that that was the case because it very well could have been just the opposite. Okay, I've pretty much have that dry. Okay, now what I need to know is what we're going to top this with. So let me grab some things. Usually when I make these cans, I don't have, I have a, I don't have one of those cans over here close to me. I would show you some of the ones that I've made in the past, but I usually like to put some kind of a fabric topper on it. Excuse me. To hide the can opening. And so that's what I kind of need to decide now before I get this label. This label, many of you have were with me when we did the spring bulbs project. And you guys, the camera is not tilted where you can see it over here. My YouTube friends can, but right there is my spring tulips. You can see it right there. I don't know what corner of that. That will be your left side of your screen. And now I've got you crooked and wonky and every which way. Our spring bulbs bag. And that was like a set of printables that my friend Tracy from Crow's Feet Boutique, I can't fix you back, sorry. um, she has a set, and I told you I was going to be doing some more projects with her label. So if you purchased that set a few weeks ago, pull that set out and print this sweet Parrots label. I know it's backwards for you. If I could mirror my camera, I so would. This sweet little carrots label, we're going to turn this into Bunny Approved Carrots by the JP Wiggle Family Farms in Wisconsin. It's the sweetest little label. It's gonna go well. I'm gonna be pulling out my faux carrots. Hopefully, they're still in good shape. I have no idea what to expect there. My faux carrots that I did a couple of years ago. I apologize. Yeah, it's spring allergy season here. The trees are budding out. The grass is starting to pollinate as well, and it's good old allergy season here. Um, Forgot where I was going with that until I got distracted. We're gonna fix this up with a sweet little topper that will coordinate with this label. Let me get this topper kind of measured out, and then we will add that label. We'll add some good country garden grunge to it, some charm, and make it look so cute. My cheesecloth is a little thin and I don't like to see through it. So, you know what? When I'm putting that cheesecloth on right here, I can actually kind of see through the jar and I don't like that. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it upside down and we're going to put it on like that. And nobody will ever know the difference because this will be sitting on a shelf and nobody's going to pick it up and look at the bottom. So, that's what we're going to do. All right, let's trim that off. The excess. I like to have it draping, and this has been coffee stained. Something's getting me. My nose is starting to get a little runny, and I got a tickle in my throat all of a sudden. That's what we're going with so far. Okay, so now that we have that ready, we can set that right over here to the side, and it'll be ready for us. Let's get to this sweet little label. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of my coffee grounds. I have fabric sitting here because I really don't know where we're going to go with this. We'll just kind of play together here. These printable labels will be so cute if you make things for craft shows, craft fairs, and whatnot. These labels are so cost effective, meaning that you purchase them once, you can print them as many times as you need to make as many items as you need. So really, um, it's like $3 or $4 maybe for a label set. And I love to support these label designers who design them. They do the designing themselves. They don't rely on AI to create those designs. And Miss Tracy at Crow's Feet Boutique, you can find her on Etsy. I will send actually, you know what? The link for this printable set, this comes with a set of several labels. I want to say maybe 6 labels, maybe. Um, 6 different designs, and they're all spring themed. Um, the link to that is in my description on YouTube and on Facebook. Okay, so I love supporting those designers who take the time to use their creativity to create one of a kind designs like this, and I would encourage you to do the same thing. I would encourage you to do the same thing. This would look so cute. Um, Setting on a little tray, centerpiece. I'm probably gonna set it maybe on my couch with in the mix of a little bunny and my faux carrots. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna set this cheesecloth topper right back up here on this. And you see, I kind of have a little curve right here because I kind of want my label to kind of set right there in the center of that. And let me see here. This is where that label, the original label was glued on there, and I have some glue lines. So I might just use that label right there and that'll cover up those glue lines. Now let's get the placement right. So let's put this back up here. Let's eyeball it, and then we'll go with it. I'm gonna use I think a little bit of some coffee stained orange. I always get self-conscious about saying the word orange. My kids make fun of me all the time because I guess I say it really, really with an accent. They say I say orange when it's orange. So I'm so self-conscious about it now because they tease me about it all the time. I shouldn't worry about it. I should just say it how I say it and not worry about it, right? But I'm going to use some orange fabric around the top. Uh, you are heading your way to Louisville. Your daughter will be 40 tomorrow. Well, that's sweet. How exciting. Happy birthday to her. Um, I need a little bit of some coffee podge for this. My coffee podge has been sitting and it has separated the glue from the coffee. I'm gonna have to do a little mixing. I probably I could have given it a little shake before I opened it. Think about it. A little rusty. Been out of the zone around here. Thank you, Deborah. Hi, Renee. How are you? Um, oh my goodness. You all, if we have stinkers over on YouTube, I just ignore them. I did forget to change the setting. Let me just see. Let me just see what I can do here. See you later. See you later. And there we go. Oh, I tell you, there are spammers and trolls on YouTube just as much as you see them on Facebook. Unfortunately, they're everywhere. Unfortunately, but we're gonna just smile and move on. We're not gonna let them rain on our parade over here. We're supposed to have a stress-free craft zone over here right now. Not gonna let it happen. All right, I'm putting a real thin layer of this coffee podge on here. Let's see if I have it enough covered. And I'm probably going to go ahead and while I have this coffee podge handy, I probably am going to go ahead and coat the entire can and give it a little bit of, or a little sprinkling of something. Give it a little bit of rest. Hey, Miss Phyllis, how are you? Hey, Kelsey. Samantha, how are you? Penny, how are ya? I have missed everybody. So good to be back and be able to create and chat with you. Um, okay, my label's wanting to wrinkle just a little bit. So I kind of like to baby it for just a minute, meaning I just kind of like to keep my fingers on that label and smooth out any wrinkles because they will pop up for a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of smooth them down as they pop up. Um, and if I have a few wrinkles, I'm good with that. I just don't want any big puffy air bubbles underneath of those wrinkles. So we're going to smooth it down the best we can and then roll with it. This is going to be so cute. Now I know the black is really strong right now. We're gonna dull that down. We're going to take that coffee podge, I'm sorry, and we're going to continue to take that over. Should I take it over the label? Yeah, we're going over the label. We're going over the label. And you can see there, as I go over that label, I don't know if you can tell, the lighting's a little bit different. It takes on a little bit darker of a color, depending on how dark your coffee um, podge is, how much coffee you've added. If you want it a little bit darker, you can add more instant coffee, but that'll protect that label to where we can wipe it down if we need to. Um, okay, I'm just putting a real thin coat. Oh, excuse me, my nose is tickling. and I just stuck my hand right in it. And of course, I don't have any paper towels on the table. Um, we're kind of crafting by the seat of our pants today. We're going to take some of this cinnamon and we're going to just dust it. Okay. Not going super heavy in any particular one spot. And it's going to look kind of blotchy at first. Okay. But when that dries, I like to rub it and that will smooth the appearance of that cinnamon and make it look a little bit more like actual rust rather than a sprinkling of cinnamon. Okay. And I'm just kind of working in sections here. And I'm not putting a ton of that coffee podge. Now, when I'm saying I'm using coffee podge, you are probably more familiar with something like Mod Podge or something like that, which is totally fine. The only difference with my mixture is that it has instant coffee, cinnamon, and vanilla in it. Okay. Now, I'm not going to worry about the top right there, okay, because that's going to be covered with our little topper piece right there. Um, Blue skies in Nevada. Thank you so much, Miss Linda. Good to see you in the comments today. Um, I'm looking at your comments. Hello, Miss Dakota. How are you? Thank you so much for being here and chiming in the comments. That lets me know that you all are here. Hey, Miss Stephanie and Sharon. I'm just now seeing some of you all in the comments, so that's exciting. That's exciting. We've got YouTube fans over here, Facebook over here, and I'm seeing your comments over here too. You just never know. Like you gotta have sometimes you have to have all the devices where you can see everything all happening at one time. Uh thank you, Miss Diane. We're gonna make it beautiful from just some ordinary cardboard canister into something I think super charming. Hello, Miss Betty. Is it snowing in Maine? Oh my gracious. Cheryl, your sound keeps fading in and out. Uh-oh. Let me know. Is it fading in and out for everyone? It could be a glitch, or it could be my system. Miss Joy, how are you? Rhonda? So good to see you. I'm making sure this is dry because the next step is I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to kind of rub that cinnamon down a little bit, rub it in. And I want to make sure that that undercoating of paint and coffee pods are all good and dry. Hello, Miss Terry from Ohio. Did I get a lot of water on my end of Kentucky? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We had probably around in this general area, it kind of varied. Anywhere from 10 to 15 inches was about average. Um, in this whole stretch of Kentucky right through here. Some of us were on the lower end, maybe around 7 or 8, and then there were some that were upwards to about 14 to 15 inches of rain. It's was devastating. It was devastating, and it still is devastating. Okay. Hey, Miss Samir from California. Sounds like a tunnel, then not. Oh my goodness. Well, hmm, it could just be my microphone. Could just be my microphone. Let me make sure our connection is good here. I may need to get a new microphone. I might. We'll see if that helps a little bit. It gets a little loud at times. Oh my goodness. Hmm. Let's unplug it. And you all, I'll unplug it and then you call let me know. I'm sure you still can hear me, but let me know if that changes things. Um, Sound is good for you. Hey, Miss Tracy. There's Miss Tracy at Crow's Feet Boutique. She's in the comments on Facebook. Check her out. Hey, Miss Donna. How are you? Sunny but chilly in Maryland. Oh goodness, I think we've just had a cold snap come across the U.S. I'm gonna take my fingertips and I'm just gonna rub it in. I want you to see. See how blotchy it is right now. Do you see that? We're gonna take that and we're just gonna rub it. You can use um an old towel. Ooh, it feels a little wet, a little tacky down there at the bottom. So I need to be careful. I'm just going to take this piece of fabric right here, and I'm going to do the same thing. Something that will help grip and smooth that cinnamon out. It's going to give you that really tarnished patina look. And I think to me it looks a little more natural. Oh, I used the 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 side where the ravels, it was unraveling. So now getting little dust, little ravels on here. A little dust on it. Take it and rub it down even up there and around the edges. And that is going to smooth it down. Whew, that lighting makes it look so crazy. That's a little bit better from a distance. You can tell it just looks like an old tarnished pan. I love it. Uh, I think it's just when you lean over and the microphone gets closer. Oh, you could be right. It is kind of close. Let me move it over here a little bit. And I've unplugged it. So anyway, that's not going to matter at this point, is it? Silly me. Okay. Supposed to get more snow. Oh no. No more snow. I'm so sorry. Ah. Here. Thank goodness it's just a piece of a can. We're going to tie it up like that at the top. Is it too long? That's my decision now. Gosh, I almost like it without it. Okay. Hang on. Tell me, do you like it better with this? Now, of course, I'm going to grind it up a little bit at the top, like it like this, okay, with the topper. Or should we just rust the top of the can and leave it like this and add a little tie or something to kind of dress it up? I'm curious what your opinion is. Um, do I have a swing in my chicken red? I do not yet. I've been thinking about putting one in there. I just have not done that yet. Sounds good on YouTube. Awesome. Sandra, your hometown is in Rockport. Oh, yes, Rockport. I'm sure they are flooded too. I'm not far from Rockport, Miss Sandra. Um, you like it without it? Either way, without. We have two without. Just the rest on top. That's three. Love the topper. That's two. You two. There's a without. We've got a 4 to 2, 4 to 3. 5 to 3, 6 to 3, 7 to 3. Okay, let's leave that off. I wasn't expecting that to like it as much as I did. So here, let's just finish this top, and we'll make the top a little bit extra rusty because the top usually is. Tops usually are rusty. You all know probably the last time I was live with you all, what was I doing? Were we talking about potatoes? I think we were. And I was getting ready to plant my potatoes. And that was like right before we got all the news that we were about to just have torrential rains. And thank goodness I did not plant those potatoes yet. I have them in a cardboard box still because I knew if I'd planted them, they would have rotted. I mean, our ground is so saturated, they just would have turned to absolute mush. So I think they're still fine. They are hanging out in the cardboard box still, and we're just letting them do their thing. And hopefully, maybe this weekend it will be dry enough to where I can get them planted. Rest the top. Um, that would be cute, Kelsey. Make a little vignette on the top. That would be sweet. I don't think I have anything though. I don't have any little small pieces that would look cute enough on that top, I don't think. I'm drying that coffee podge underneath the cinnamon because we can't smooth it out until it's dry. We have had more rain than usual, but it's going to be 80 today in Central California. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Hey, Miss Joy. Good afternoon. Um, hey, Miss Deborah. Deborah hopped over to YouTube. Thank you for showing up in both places. You all just warmed my heart so much. Thank you so much. It doesn't take long for it to dry. Now, of course, that top is metal, and I don't want to take my fingers right in after having that heat on there. Um, Hey, Miss Linda, good to see you, Bonnie. Brenda and Sherry, Miss Debbie, y'all are all showing up and everywhere today. Love it. I've missed seeing all of my friends. I'm just gonna kind of do that number, and that's not even gonna rub it off. It's just gonna shake the excess off. Yeah. Now, at this point, you have two options. You can take a sealer and spray it, but I think when you spray it with a sealer, it kind of makes the rest not show up as much. So I'm going to choose not to do that. I'm going to leave it just like it is, I think. But I have some coffee grunged orange, orange, orange fabric. If you all missed that joke at the beginning, you know why I'm saying it several different ways. This has been coffee grunge, but this is like a homespun plaid fabric that I have just ripped and tattered and torn, and I'm gonna see what it looks like around the top. Let me tie it over here so I can kind of see it. Um, mhm. This would be so cute with a little button or something in the middle of it, I think. I'm not usually much for bows, but I'm gonna see what it looks like. I usually just kind of like to tie it in a knot and let it hang with, little tails or something, but for some reason, this little project is saying bow to me, which is odd, So we'll see. I like it to look really worn and as old as the can. So let's see. Kind of like that bow off to the side. Now it's going to look backwards to you all though. I think that's sweet. Hang on. It's just ripped, it's tattered, it's torn, and it gives a little bit of touch of softness to that can. Is that not adorable? Ah, I love that. I love it a lot. So you could be finished with it right there. Or if you wanted to add the topper, you definitely could. You know what else would look really cute? If you turned this into a light, it would really look cute. The only reason why it made me think of that is because I have one right over here to the side. Let me pull this out and let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me pull. Oop, I knocked over my whole light. You will have seen me make these little candles right here. They're electric. I plugged them in. Oh my gracious, my nose. It's gonna itch off my face. Anyway, I take these little pigtail lights. Let me no, I can't because I've already got it fastened in there. I take a cardboard tube, like comes from your aluminum foil, what's left over, after you use all of the foil. I cut it down and I make some little glue drips. So you'll see that there. You can see it on both cameras now. Make some little glue drips with my hot glue. Okay, and then I paint it all. And then sometimes I kind of grunge it up with a little bit of ink or something to kind of give it a little bit of a shading look. But sometimes I like to add these to the top of my little jars or my cans or whatnot, but that would look kind of cute there. Now, I did not drill a hole in the top of this. This was kind of an afterthought, but hang with me and let's just see if we can put something together that looks similar to what I'm thinking here, real quick. I'm going to untie this and slip this cord through here. The cord is going to show this way. If you don't want the cord to show, just drill a hole in in that part of your can. Okay. Now, of course, if you're using a jar, you would want to make a jar topper. And I've shown you how to do that before too. It's been a while, but I have. Maybe we need to make, you know what? Let's make an Easter jar. Let's make an Easter jar uh candlelight. Let's do that. I will do that. Hmm. Friday, or no, not Friday morning. I'll be live Friday morning at 9. I'll also be live Saturday morning at 7:30. We're gonna be early birds on Saturday. We'll do that Saturday. Let's make an Easter candle jar lamp light. Let's do it. I don't have one and I need one. I need one. So you can find those little pigtail light cords usually around Christmas time with the Christmas villages, or you can also find them on Amazon. Just search up Christmas Village House Light, or sometimes you'll also see them called pigtail lights. But usually you can find them pretty cheap around Christmas time, like in places like Walmart or wherever. A lot of places are going to LED Christmas lights for their house, Christmas lit little village houses, but I'm not a fan of the LED lights. I always kind of like to stay old school when it comes to those little lights, but glue that on there, okay? Now take a little bit. I have some Easter grass. Let me grab this. Some prairie grass. Let me grab it. Let me grab it. Um, let's see. This is what we can do right here. Somebody was talking about making a little vignette on top. This is sort of this is sort of along those lines. This is what we'll do. Hey, Miss Billy. Hey, Miss Jeannie. My comment stopped. I'm not going to glue this down just yet, okay? But I probably will drill a hole in the top of mine if I want to put that candle on there. I just need it big enough to string my cord through. And I could take a little nest. Actually, I'm going to save this idea for my Easter jar light, but just kind of giving you an idea here. Options for me. Sorry about that. Um, I would glue this down and you could put a few little eggs up here on the top. And this would be your little Easter can light. You can do the same thing with the jar. I have another idea for an Easter jar, and I will do that with you Saturday morning. But I like these little small eggs. Stick those in the top, and I would glue my little light down so it would stay there. And when you plug that in, that would be a super sweet little night light. I love it. I think it would be really cute if I had some carrots on this one, though. Some carrots or some little bunnies at the top on this one. But that just used what I had. I don't have any little small birds to stick on the top of this one, but hopefully this gives you an idea. Get creative. Grab a can, grab a jar, and do something with it. Print off those labels from Miss Tracy at Crow Street Boutique, and you can come up with all kinds of super sweet little ideas to use with her labels. I love you, Miss Phyllis. Thank you so much for being here today. Head over to the Craft from the Clock group. We have live crafting all day long. I'll see you again Friday morning at 9 a.m and Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m., both Central Time. I'll see you there. Have a great rest of your week. See y'all.